All right, so today let's work on a Usaco questions here. So this is Usaco 2021 December contest bronze level problem number one, lonely photo. So this problem, all right, the first paragraph is very important. It tells you the data size is a 3 to 5 times 10 to the power of 5. So based on these, we understand one thing for sure. We could definitely use a double loops to solve this problem, which is the brute force, because a regular CPU is able to process 10 to the power of an 8 or 9 data in 1 second. And this is all no problem, right? Okay. But it is very suspicious because then you need to check the scoring. So the first two is no problemo, but the last one, because the number 11 has no other constraint, so it could be go beyond the boundary. So therefore, you probably want to use some better algorithm or different data type to handle the work, right? Okay. So therefore, let's check out this question problem solving here. The cow are currently standing in a line. This tells you this is a stream related question, right? Because single line or like array stuff here, right? And take a photo every sequence of three or more consecutive cows. That simply means what? That means the subsequence is going to be, or substring is going to be three or more length, right? Okay, it's the substring related to questions here, right? Good. However, he doesn't want to take a photo on whatever, blah, blah, blah. And now this is the conditional. So that simply means there's only one golden or one hosted. That means we need to use if statement to check the number or count. So this is a counting problem, right? Okay. He reckons this singular cow would feel isolated, blah, blah, blah. After taking a photo of every sequence of three or more cows, three or more, that means greater than or equal to three. It throws out all of these so-called lonely photos in which there is exactly one golden or exactly one hosting. So there, eventually we want to know a single number. That simply means the number of a lonely photo, right? Okay, there we go. So there are two inputs here. One is the number of the size of the data, and then the actual string, right? Okay. Therefore, so now let's dive into the problem solving here. So first of all, okay, very naively, we are going to do what? We're going to have like I would just put the long, and this one's going to be n, right? And I'm going to see in, right? We're going to see in a what? We're going to see in a value which is in here. And then after that, we want to use a for loop here, right? So for I start at 0, we need to fill out the n positions here and I increments here. And then we declare a char, this is L, right? And then we want to use the scene again. We pass the data into the L and the S incremented by L. And we didn't declare S, so we're going to declare it right now, string, which is this here, right? And BOS, so Usaco inputs is just like this, all right? It's different from the lead code. And whenever everything's done, so you can simply check a little bit out of your startup algorithm here, right? Okay, this is always going to be a good habit here. You put 5 here, and then G, H, G, H, G, and then yes, you successfully pass the data in, right? Okay, so there we go, good. Okay, so next one, it is going to be what? Next one, all right, so next one, you actually need to definitely pass some algorithms here, right? So then I guess you wanted to maybe remove this one and turn that into a long, this one is going to be a result here, right? Okay, and right here, definitely you need to create the main algorithm here. The algorithm starts at 0, I less than -2, and I increments. And then integer j starts at I, right? Why start with I? We're going to talk about that later, right? And then j increments here, all right? And then because we're doing counting, all right, so we have a g starts at 0 and integer h starts at 0. This is because it's a counting, right? You need a counter, right? And then right here, you are checking something, you need the if statement here. If s of j is a g, right? And then what do? You increment the g by 1 here, right? And then right here, else, that simply means it is what? That simply means it is h, the h plus 1, right? Okay. So pretty straightforward here. And whenever these algorithms done, right, you're going to check, okay? So Not yet, right? So you're going to have, so if something is true, then you're going to increase the result by one. This is either like if h plus g is equivalent to one, right? No, no, it's greater than equals to three, right? Okay. And in the meanwhile, that is basically what you need another or statement here. If h is one or G is one, right? And this is a lonely photo, right? Okay. So this is a lonely photo, right? Lonely found, lonely photo, right? Okay. So by doing that, it's basically be just like that, right? I guess I think you probably might have modified this one into long data type here. There we go. Now I think everything's looking pretty good, and eventually, right? Eventually, you want to do what? Eventually, you want to see out what you want to see out the rest here, right? Okay. Now this is going to be the overall uh, sample solutions here. So let me run this code real quick. So now I have five here. G, H, G, H, G. I have, okay, sometimes just it's supposed to be three. Oh, I have 99. So that simply means there's something wrong with it. But what's wrong with that? I guess probably, I have these ones, J, G, H, this one plus these, and this one for this. Let me do that again. So this is a 5 here. I have G, H, G, H, G. Oh, it's still 99. Let's see what is going here. S, J. Okay, I have this one plus that, and then this one's this. Everything is looking pretty good. And let's see that. So G plus 1, H plus 1. Oh, wait a second. So this one is a G, and if this one plus this is bigger than 3, and either of these, for this part I don't get it. G equals 1 here, right? And the G1 or, okay, so this one should be okay. And I reset this one, G plus 1, this one's 3. Return 0. I didn't see. Okay, so 5 here. G, H, G, H, G, H, G. Still 99. Let's see. Okay, so now you can definitely see out here. So see out the rest, I think. Plus 1. Let's see that. I have 5 here. And the G, H, G, H, G. Oh, 9. Why is it 9? In the first round, it has 97999. For this part, I really don't get it. What if I change that into int? Let's see that, all right, int, and this one is int. I really don't think it is a problem. It is because, okay, greater than or equal to 3 and a rest plus 1. Where's my rest? Oh, you know what? Okay, I didn't initialize it, right? So these ones, these ones are good. These ones are good to go. It's a long data type here. Definitely long and long. And then run this code one more time. Yes, see, this is just a GHCG, and then I have 3. Yes, there we go. I have 3 right now. Okay, now I can remove this one and run this code again. So 5 GHG, I have 3. Okay, there we go. Good. So it'll take a bit, right? So as you can see, I didn't memorize the solutions. So all I did is using my logical thinking, right? Okay, this is a very important part. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again. All right, going to do it again. So okay, I'm going to do it here, right? All right, there we go. So let's work on these Usaco questions again. All right, so this is Usaco 2022 December contest of rounds, problem number 1, lonely photo. All right, so this question, the first line of the question itself tells you the data size, which is 3, 2, 5 times 10 to the power of 5. It tells you a very clear clue, which is you want to at least use a naive solution, which is the brute force. Why? Because the 10 to the power of 5 time, double it is 10 to the power of 10. So you could possibly solve this problem in 1 second, and the CPU is able to process 10 to the power of 10 9 or 8 data in 1 second here, right? Okay. So and the second line tells you, okay, so the cows are currently standing in a line. That simply means it is a string related data, a string related to the question, right? Because a line, right, or a array. Next thing, right, so we want to take a photo of every sequence of the 3 or more consecutive cows. This means a substring related to the questions, right? Okay, it has to be greater than or equal to 3. The length is a 3 or more. Now, however, he doesn't want to take a photo in which there is exactly one cow whose breed is a Guernsey or exactly one cow whose breed is a Holstein. That means it's going to be singular. He reckons it's a singular cow would feel isolated and subconscious. And after taking a photo of every sequence of 3 or more cows, he throws out all these so-called lonely photos in which there is exactly one Guernsey or exactly one Holstein. If this is means what this means if statement here, right? Okay. There we go. So the output is just a one number, one integer. All right. Okay. So therefore, C out integer, right? Integer here. And now we're going to achieve the input process here. The input Usaco input is still something here. All right. So first off, all you gotta declare. I guess you can use a long and the long and here, right? And then you got to pass the data in, right? You got to C in here, you C in and here. And then the next one, you need to declare a string, all right? Because it is string data, a string problem here, right? Okay. And then you're using for loop to pass the data in, I less than n, right? And then I increments. And the next step, you declare char. Why? Because yes, you need to pass the char into the string, right? And then this is C. You're going to pass whatever from the console here and S increments by L here, right? Then when everything's done, so then what you could do next is basically you can check, right? So for instance, check, okay, so output, right? Okay, output, and then you just output this one here, right? And then you run the code and check if it is going to work. All right. So you want 5 here, and then G, and wait a bit. So outputs. Then your input is good, then you're ready to go. And in the meanwhile, you want to have a result here, which is a long and a long data type, which is the rest here, right? Okay. And then I guess right here you can quickly remove this one because you don't want some redundant output in a console here, right? Okay. And then when everything is good, you need to create a for loop here. So this one starts at 0 and I less than n minus 2. And then I increments. Why is minus 2? Because you're checking 3 consecutive data, right? There we go. Okay. And then you need another for loop here. So J starts at 0 and J actually starts with I, right? And this one can reach out to the end and the J increments here. And then now, before you do that, because it's a counting problem, so you do need to have a long data type. This a G starts at 0, long and a long data type H starts at 0, right? Okay. And then what do you need here? So now you need an if statement here. So if S of J is equivalent to a G, if that is true, what do you need? G increased by 1, right? And then else, that simply means it is a what? It is a else it is a Holstein, right? You can use a plus plus or plus one here. And whenever this is good, you're checking out if H plus G equals 1. Oh no, it is greater than or equal to 3. And you're using a logical operator here, so which is H is 1 or G is 1, right? If that is true, this is a definition of a lonely folder, right? So rest plus 1, all right? As you can see, it's basically just a logical thinking. If you really understand the question, I mean, all you need to do is just pass the data in. So now let's try our first initial try out here, right? Okay. So, and then 5 here, and I have G, and let's see how many data do we have. So let's wait, 99, I guess still the same old problem here. I guess why? It is because I didn't initialize the rest here. It is supposed to be 0, all right? So this is a very important part. If you didn't initialize it, it would cause the previous problem, all right? Okay, and then let's try 5 here, G. Then I guess I'm going to have 3, which is the official solutions there that I want, right? Okay. And whenever you have done these here, right, then you can try some your customized solution here. It's like a G. So based on these, how many lonely photo? So I guess based on these, this is a lonely photo, right? This is also a lonely photo. This is also a lonely photo. Okay, so now we have three. Is this a lonely photo? Yes. Is this a lonely photo? Yes. So by counting by hand, we have five, right? So now next step, we want to try to check to test if our manual designed is true, right? So how many data here? I have five again, right? But now this time is G, H, G, G, G. I guess the answer is going to be five, right? Five and a five. So this is very important. You got to generate some manual designed solutions or the sample case. Therefore, you can possibly pass the whole case because, for instance, what if we have the sample data like that, right? Okay, like that. So I really don't know how many data here, but as you can see, you really don't want to count it by yourself, right? So you want a computer to do the job for you. So this is also one important concept of Usaco is what if the data is too big? People cannot do that, right? But the computer can do that pretty fast. All right, there we go. So now this is the solution of this problem. All right, so I'm going to post these solutions right here and here. If you submit this solution, I guess you can pass the every case but the last one, right? Because the last one, you do need to optimize the solution a little bit and then pass the exam. However, this is good enough. In the real context, if you have one more case, no worry about it, all right? Just skip that to the next question because your goal is going to pass the contest. Not, I mean, if you can get the perfect score, that's a perfect, but it's not required. All right. Okay. Hello, Derek. Do you have any questions? Good. Okay.